What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about if and when you should transfer high schools. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is when is it maybe I guess a good time to transfer high schools. I think a lot of athletes, are worried about making the wrong decision, right? They're worried about if I transfer, if I go to this school, is it going to be a good time to transfer? Should I transfer my school or should I just stay and compete? What's the deal? So I would say there's really two reasons that you should transfer high schools, besides the fact of your parents are moving, or you're moving to a different state, whatever it is, right? Those I'm not talking about. I'm talking about if you don't have to transfer, but you are thinking about transferring, when should you do it? So number one, I would say if you feel like you're not getting a fair shake. And a lot of people love to use the coaching politics excuse, this coach doesn't like me, the coach's son this, athletic director's kid, whatever. And I've been in those situations before, you guys, and I coach players that have been in those situations before. If you just feel you are not getting a fair opportunity to compete, it's one thing if you're given an opportunity to compete and you're not playing well, and that's why you're not playing, then I think that's on you. And I think you need to focus on improving your game, improving your skills, and getting better so you can start. But if you feel like you're not even getting a chance to showcase what you can do, and you're doing everything that you possibly can day in and day out in the gym, on the field, in the classroom, there is no reason for them not to give you a try, but you feel like they're not giving you a chance, that's when it might be time to transfer. Now, second thing I would recommend is, this is for those of you that probably want to play college football, and I'm assuming most of you watching this do. Generally speaking, you want to try to have 2 years of varsity play time to play in college. Now, is that one size fits all? No. I've seen plenty of guys that have played 1 year of varsity football, myself included, and were able to get a scholarship offer. Is it likely to get a Division I scholarship offer with 1 year of film? No, but it can happen. I've seen it happen before, not to myself, but I've seen it happen to other players. So if your goal is just to play college football and you're only going to start 1 year and you're okay with that, then fine. Be my guest, stay at that school. You don't have to transfer. If there's a guy 1 year older than you who is just a star-studded, baller of a player, and you feel like you're never going to get an opportunity to play. And it's one of those positions where there can only be one. So for example, quarterback, kicker, maybe running back. But again, there are a lot of positions on the field, you guys, where you could play multiple spots. There's more than just one position. So I wouldn't be too quick to jump the gun on transferring in those situations, but if you feel like you're never going to play, there's somebody at your spot who's a highly recruited guy, stud player, or you feel like you're not getting a fair shake, that might be the time to transfer. But when would I say is not the time to transfer? And that's what we're going to talk about next. Now, fellas, if you're in the off season and you would like to gain weight, you want to put on muscle mass, you want to get bigger, you want to get stronger, check out that very first link in the description below for our AG Labs Whey Protein Powder. This is our salted caramel frappuccino flavor, but we also have cookies and cream, chocolate peanut butter brownie. It is some of the best tasting protein on the market, you guys. This is a supplement company that I started with my brother called AG Labs. Started in 2020, 2021, somewhere around that time frame, with a specific line of supplements for athletes. So guys, if you want to get bigger, very first link in that description below. Use the promo code FIRST25, FIRST25 at the checkout below on that first link, and you get 25% off your protein order. So now, I feel you shouldn't transfer, you guys, if you have an opportunity to compete. I think if you're doing everything you possibly can and you're not getting that opportunity, like I mentioned earlier, then yeah, obviously look to transfer schools, look to go to a situation where you feel you're going to get the fairest chance to compete. There are no guarantees, right? I think a lot of people think I'm going to transfer to school, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to start. That's probably the worst attitude to go about it with, and we're going to talk about why that is in a second. But I wouldn't leave if you honestly are looking yourself in the mirror and you're I didn't do everything I could. I didn't watch as much film as I could have. I wasn't as good in the classroom. I wasn't as respectful as I could be to my coaches. I didn't work as hard on the field. I didn't know my playbook. I wasn't executing. If you're not doing all those things, yeah, there's a reason why you're not playing. And I would say probably most cases, there is a reason why players are not playing if they feel they are better than the competition that they're up against. Now, another thing that I recommend, guys, if you don't really care, let's say you're an offensive lineman, and you're a right tackle, great right tackle in front of you. Why not try to learn guard? Why not try to learn center, left guard, left tackle, so you can maybe fill in for one of those positions and actually get on the field? At the end of the day, you're a lineman. Same thing with receivers. If you're 6'1" outside receiver, but there's two D1 guys at receiver, but there's openings at slots, why not try to learn slot and play in the slot? There are other opportunities to get on the field, especially if you're not playing one of those single spot positions like quarterback or maybe even kicker. So that's what I would say when it's time to not leave. Now, what can you expect when you transfer schools? I think a lot of times transfers are maybe not welcomed by the team that they're going to, just simply because they come in with a bad attitude. I transferred high schools when I was a freshman. I went from a private school that was like Division I level down to a public school that was like D2, D3 level. And it's in Southern California, so it's good football no matter where you're at. And I was lucky enough to understand that. When I walked into that environment, I did not have an ego. I did not think I was better than the guys who were at the public school because the competition is less. I walked in with a ton of respect for everybody there, respect for the seniors, juniors, sophomores, everybody who was older than me, and that helped me gel with the team much faster because they saw that I was about the work. I wasn't there expected to have anything handed to me. If you transfer to a school, do not expect anything to be handed to you. Don't expect to walk in and get a starting job. That might happen for some of you, that might happen for other players, but you got to go in with the attitude of I'm here to work and I'm here to earn it. You got to know the playbook, you got to be respectful to your coaches, and you got to execute your assignments, you guys, because no matter what level of football it is, nothing is going to be given to you. So if you're thinking about transferring, hopefully this video was able to help you and give you some insight.